And there we are live to the world. Instant recognition on Instagram, website, Facebook. We get it going on, I'll tell you. So today we're going to talk about, in addition to everything else, the Schumann resonance. And it is playing in the background, believe it or not. So let's begin right away, because a lot of people come in later, so we can try to keep up in a timely way. And our first request is for Marek for multiple myeloma and low hemoglobin. So let's work on that. He's at the hospital, and I'm sorry to hear that. So, yep, please put in your requests. So we do our three-part process. Blood flow to the brain. We have Les in Arizona. Make sure I didn't skip anything. That just reminds me if people are looking at, don't forget the lists I have at the top for the herbs, homeopathy, herbal products, global healing, setting up times for 15-minute consults is always available. And Jean's Greens, my favorite herbal apothecary. So, initialize the command points of the brain. Welcome to Instagram, folks, by the way. So, initialize the central nervous system and the endocrine system, the bioelectrical system, and the biochemical systems of the body. So I'm going to ask a question for everybody out there. Have you ever heard of the Schumann resonance? Everything on this live stream is always about frequencies, so these are pretty important ones. So I'll wait a few moments to see if people know about the Schumann resonance. But I'll give you a clue. You're listening to it right now. So for multiple myeloma, we focus on the bone marrow and the bone marrow nourishment. Bone marrow, T1. Bones, GB39. And bone marrow nourishment, cranial sacral fluid, GB789. Everything's about frequencies. As Nikola Tesla would say, it's about frequencies and vibrations. Everything. I saw a recent funny quote from Nikola Tesla just today, I think it was, because all of his brilliant inventions were stolen. But what he said was, I don't mind if people steal my ideas. I just wish they would come up with some of their own. So, cranial sacral fluid is a circuit from the brain to the tailbone. GB789. Sphenoid bone, ventricles, it pumps, push liquid down the spine, and do a round trip at the tailbone. We have so many things going on in the body. Someday I'll meet the engineer who came up with all that cool stuff. So, bone marrow, bones, and bone nourishment, inflammation. So, bone marrow also deals with hemoglobin because the bone marrow is the factory for red blood cells and white blood cells. So, that's why we want to get nourishment. In the case of multiple myeloma, there is a mistake in the production of those cells. And many ways, there can be an overproduction of bad cells, therefore an underproduction or availability of good cells. So we want to reverse that. One of the other issues with multiple myeloma and even leukemia, of course, is oxygen. So we work on the phrenic nerve, CV17, and the diaphragm. Phrenic nerve, diaphragm. So let me know how your dad is doing. If you email me, I know it's in the US, I don't know if it's in Europe. There are a couple of options, micronutrients from Dr. Rath and ITP specific bone marrow health improving herbs. And I will be happy to send you both of those. So next we work with Esther and then Yiping. Hello, Yiping. Good to see you. Left side tinnitus, okay. Blood flow to the brain. So for Esther, want to be pain-free during mobility. Let me turn this down a little bit. This is getting a little bit louder. There we go. And Giorgio Renosto, this is my first time attending this healing practice. I have an excruciating pain in my lower back, and it goes down to my hips and radiates on the outer part of my left leg till my knee. It's a sharp pain, and I have a hard time walking. So for Giorgio, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your pain level? Blood flow to the brain for Esther. Circulation to help reduce congestion, reduce pain. CV17 and BL9 for the medulla and the cerebellum both. Let's keep expanding on this for you. Looks like my name in the system is Calm User, in case you're wondering who's saying hi to everybody. And yes, Yiping, that's great. Please tap along with us. That'd be great. Sorry to hear that, Jojo. Jojo or Joja? Oh, my mistake. Joja. Got it right now. So for Esther, blood flow, nerve flow. So nourishment and bioelectricity. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for the swelling. Let me just make sure everybody knows who it's me, Joe here. Yeah, if you would email me as a reminder, for your requests, so I don't forget. Life pulls me aside. So that's my email address. So I'll send you two things. One is from Europe, one is from the US. And Esther, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So now blood flow, nerve flow. Blood flow, T7 for the lower extremities. Nerve flow, lumbosacral plexus. And target area, that's 1 to 5. And good strong points for the bladder, bladder 54. And hello, Faris. Faris is from the land of Nikola Tesla. So now there are two famous people in your area, you and Tesla. Yawning from Yiping, I'm yawning away. That's actually when you do energy healing, even martial arts. When the nerves relax because of the vibrations and the frequencies and the healing process, it initiates yawning. It's actually a thing. It actually is a thing. And I learned recently, within the last few months, that it's also in martial arts as well, because the nerves are being released from their tension. But I've known for years, I've seen it, just as you're saying, Yiping, that relaxation creates the response, the yawning response. And that's a good thing. So bladder 54, more for Esther. So for neuropathy, B12 and B12 sublingual and B complex vitamins can be taken regular. So neuropathy, let's do work on the plexus areas. Brachial plexus, lumbosacral plexus, and then down to the feet, liver 3 and kidney 1. So next we will work with you being left side tinnitus. So let's work on that, and that is focused on nerves again, but the vestibular cochlear nerve of the ears. And we'll work with Les next. And Georgia. Marie. Something good for the gums. Healthy gums for everyone. If you can stand it. I did it. Help with my gums. Oregano oil. Yep, that helps. And there are even these really cool gummies. They are oregano and black seed oil. So you can just use that as a swish to help with the gums as well. But oregano oil sublingual, start with 1 drop, then 2 drops, then 3 drops, and swish it in the area of the gum aggravation. So the left side tinnitus. So we want to work on GB 789. I'm going to actually sit back a little bit. I forgot about that. So now you can see me better. And when you use oregano, make sure you get a consumable grade oregano. What did I say? Oregano. Yeah. Oregano oil. So here we have the left side, GB789 for tinnitus. So blood flow is the sky window. So blood flow, nerve flow. That's what works best with Tongren. That's what works best. Georgia, you're coming up, and Les is next. So let's work on the ouch point, left side. Hopefully the doll, let's see, this is the right side. Yep, it's showing the same on the camera, good. And left side. And we always work on both sides anyway. GB, gallbladder. I apologize for not being clear. Gallbladder 789, which is 3 points right above the head, but this is a way to access the cranial nerves. GB 789, right above the ears. And we'll do both sides just to cover everything. Blood flow, nerve flow, the entire spine. And the other nerve flow is C3. For the eyes, ears, and nose. C3 right on the back, right about halfway down the cervical area. So let me see if I can give a little bit of a better angle for the people on Instagram so I don't get too lost and I don't drop the phone. There we go. There we go. Get this going. And there we go. I'd like to fill the screen and you can see my hands, so that's perfect. And let's see who's talking to us. Mindful presence, nice to see you. Start resilience, nice to see you too. Thank you very much for joining. So C3 for the ears, cranial nerve for the ears, C3 for the biology for the ears. And always anti-inflammation, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. And grounding. And vagus nerve, just a complete tune-up to the gut-brain axis. There you go. All right, let's see if we can get you up here. So we will definitely be the next two people in line. Yep, is Les and Georgia. Blood flow to the brain and motivation for Les and Wise Settler. GB13 for motivation. In Tong, third eye, connecting to our true selves. And one more question, Georgia, you're up next. How long has this been going on, and was it caused by an injury? Do you know the cause? Because that will help us to give more detail for your treatment. Blood flow to the brain, motivation. So in Chinese medicine, all the organs have different emotions and different constructs. So let's work T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation. Let's work on the area of his pain, since that will certainly deter from motivation in the rib areas. Sorry about your migraines, and we'll work directly on that after Georgia. Any requests from Instagram? So, did anybody have any ideas? What is the Schumann resonance? Six days, Georgia. Okay, 6 days, no injury, woke up with this sharp pain. Okay, we'll work on it. No injury, woke up. All right, we're on. Coming up next, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So for less, pancreas, esophagus, stomach, liver, excuse me, gallbladder, bile duct, and the microbiome, happy hormones to help with motivation. They come from the gut, not the brain. So good job. You being new with Facebook, that's great. Liver 3 and kidney 1. So next is, make sure I didn't skip anyone. So next is Georgia, Kimby's, and Happy Mama. So Georgia, just sit and relax with your feet flat on the floor, ideally. Palms face up. Just kind of tune into the sound that you hear in the background. Makes it easy. That's a brain frequency. That's what the Schumann resonance is. It is actually the frequency of the earth. So a ton of electrical things happen on the earth, and then they generate very specific frequencies. There's about 8 of them. And one of them is actually the same as our brain. So blood flow to the brain. So we want to initialize the body. So the sensory cortex, motor cortex, hypothalamus and pituitary. So just sit and relax, and with everyone out there, always just breathe through your nose. Your nose knows. So it does sound a little bit like a sciatic issue, which can be positional when you sleep. So if you do yoga, look up yoga for sciatica. There's usually 5 basic poses that are perfect for it. Yep, goes to the outside of your leg. That definitely sounds like a sciatic issue. So let's work on number 1, inflammation, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So the goal of our healing system is blood flow and nerve flow or bioelectricity. So the sciatic nerve is a nerve. It is a bioelectrical communication device. T7 right side for blood flow to the lower extremities. And let's begin on the nerves, because the source of those nerves are L4, L5, S1, S2 area. They rope together to become one nerve called the sciatic nerve. So let's go to the source. L4, L5, S1, S2. Then there's a very specific point for sciatic and these types of issues, GB30, right in the gluteus area. So just keep breathing, put your mind in the area of the pain, and with every exhale, the pain will dissipate, get less. And don't worry, Marie, we won't miss you. We'll get you up very soon. The Earth's magnetic resonance is the correct answer. So if you think of Tongren as a transmission, you got to think of the carrier like a radio. Maybe the Schumann resonance frequencies or vibrations are the things we use to communicate or send information, regardless of distance, everywhere. I still believe we can treat people on the space station. And Yiping says her left ear feels a bit warm. Perfect. That's the healing energy going there. So Georgia, let's work on the source of the nerves. L4, L5. And GB39. GB30, rather. And grounding to liver 3. So Georgia, just sit and relax. Breathe through the nose. A good breathing technique for everyone while breathing through the nose is you breathe in, count to 4, breathe out, count to 6, hold for 6. That also turns off fight or flight, turns on rest and digest. It will help with pain for everyone out there. Okay. Thank you for joining. Please come every week. There are also other ones. The only ones I'm really familiar with are Monday at 6 with Jacqueline and Yvonne. GB30 is right in the glutes. If you look, good question. If you look on the doll, it is actually there because it's such an important point. It's the intersection. It's got 3 lines coming to it. Right there. GB30. This is with massage or acupuncture or Tongren. This is how you release sciatic pain. Thank you for your questions. Got it. Excellent. So let's work with Kimby's Detox. So what is detox? Removing toxins. blood flow to the brain, which means more circulation, more hydration, more water and nutrients in, more toxins out. That's the basic formula. Toxins out, nutrients in. Boom, boom. If you have too many toxins, you can't get any nutrients. But even more important, one of the main nutrients, of course, is oxygen. Oxygen deficiencies, they cause disease, illness, and even cancer. And yes, start resilience. I see your requests, and we will get to that in just a moment. So Detox, T123478, special migraine points, gallbladder 12, no, GB17, GB20, right at the base of the skull. So if you look at the straight line of points, GB17, GB17, BL9, GB19, you go down to the skull, GB20, GB17, BL9, GB20. I always get confused. So those are the classic migraine points, GB20. Also can be done with acupuncture. So let me know how you're doing. If your pain level is still 9, we can give it another little boost, but let us know how you're doing. GB20, T123478. So work on the microbiome to detox. T11, T12, L4, L5. T123478, detox. T11, T12, L4, L5 for detox. And the gut-brain axis for detoxing as well. Gallbladder 12 for the vagus nerve underneath the earlobe and to the back a little bit. CV4 for the gut. So that's the gut-brain axis. They communicate to each other. The brain and the gut. When we breathe through the mouth, we activate the heart. When we breathe through the nose, we activate the diaphragm. When we breathe through the mouth, it increases 20% oxygen uptake in the body. And the upper, middle, and low dantian, energy for stomach 36, liver 3, and kidney 1. So next we have Happy Mama and Marie, and they have some commonality. So adrenal health, we got to do this part too. Adrenal health and healing of broken right foot. Okay. And then we will also work on the gums. For Marie, blood flow to the brain. blood flow to the brain command points. So the adrenals are connected to the pituitary. So we work on the pituitary and the adrenals. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So now the gums. Oregano oil. And C3 and C4 for the gums. And yes, Dorota, you'll be up soon. But let us know, Georgia, if your pain is still at 9 or if it has improved. But still, just focus in, breathing through the nose, and focus on this frequency of grounding and healing of the earth. L1, L2, adrenals, and kidneys. And then for Marie, the ouch point of the gums. So blood flow, sky window to the gums, and nerves to the gums, C3, C4. Anti-inflammation, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. And we'll come down for the right bones. Broken right foot, so T7 for the blood flow. Lumbosacral plexus. And down to the right foot, ouch point. So Jen, that's a good question. I'll answer that. That's a great question. Hi, Esty. Good to see you. So next we work with Happy Mama. And also Magnificent Local, we have gum disease. So for anyone with any gum disease, oil pulling is really good. You basically clean your teeth really well. You take a teaspoon or even a tablespoon of coconut oil, you swish it and leave it in your mouth for 5, 10, or even 15 minutes. It will sanitize your mouth. That's good for anybody today that has any teeth or gum issues. So for Masterpiece Maker, the question is, what's the difference between breathe in, out, hold, and breathe in, hold, out? So believe it or not, the place you start a breath hold is associated with your central nervous system. So if you breathe in and hold your breath, you're in the fight or flight mode. If you breathe out and hold your breath, you're in the rest and digest parasympathetic mode. So that's why this specific technique would be for the breathe out suggestion. Good question. And the question is a clay swish as effective for gums as coconut oil? I think it's as good. They're both excellent. I would do both. I think locally the clay is excellent. Clay is good for everything. The coconut oil does have a history of oil pulling for thousands of years in India as being effective. So I think they're both good. Alternating would be good. I use clay for tooth powder. Then I make a clay swish after I do my teeth. So I think they're both great. They're both alkalizing. They're both cleansing. And I would say that the clay and the coconut oil are both excellent. So next we focus on Happy Mama. Excuse me. Blood flow to the brain. And then Happy Mama, then Jenny, then Magnificent Local. And Start Resilience. So those are my next four. And my 4 locations. Blood flow to the brain command points. Happy Mama, perfect blood. So again, the bones and bone nourishment, GB789, tailbone, 1 to 4. T1 and GB39. And anti-inflammation, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. And for post-COVID, definitely need to get extra high dose of sublingual B12. Where are you located? I can send you a recommendation, or you can find one locally. So again, GB789, T1 for the bones, and tailbone 1 to 4 for the cranial sacral fluid. And to complete the process, that brain access, GB12, CV4. So let's work with Jen and start resilience, breast cancer left side, lymph, healthy digestion, and liver. Okay, Jen, you're next. And we'll do Calm Mind for everyone and the lymph tune-up right now. GB13 right side. Lymph tune-up for everyone. So that would be T3 for the lymph. T7 for the spleen, which is a large lymph node. Then the lymph nodes, the main ones, the armpits, and then the lymphatic ducts to release toxins and also help with the detoxing, as we had a request earlier too. And stomach 36, liver 3, and kidney 1. So for Jen, so work with Jen and start resilience. Blood flow to the brain, and healing the gums and right hip regeneration. So that's 3 parts. We'll work on all of those. Metabolism, GB20. A good way to lose belly fat is for clay baths to help remove the excess fats that cause insulin resistance in the skin because of their interactions with toxins. Left middle finger, so let's go right to the source. Blood flow, vertebral artery to the spinal artery, then the brachial plexus, tracing it all the way down to the middle finger. And you've been seeing some improvements, which is great. So there are 3 main natural supplements that I use. One is wheatgrass. Wheatgrass is, if you think that's really good for the nerves and the recoupling or reestablishment of the brain wound connection. When that connection is reestablished, the brain can help the target area to recover. Clay is more for detoxing. Clay is basically like a magnet that attaches to toxins, that alkalizes the body and nourishes the body with electrolytes and minerals. The third one is wheatgrass. Oh, aloe. The aloe that I recommend is really good for the macrophages, cleaning up old scars, giving the cells cellular fuel to rebuild. So they all have a little bit of a nuance. They all work in a different way. And they're all excellent. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So the gums, C3, ouch point, C3. Yeah, oil pulling is really smart, really good stuff. If I had to pick between clay swish and coconut oil, I would go with coconut oil first. But they're both excellent. right hip, so blood flow to the right hip, T7, nerve flow, brachial plexus, lumbosacral plexus, and the ouch point on the right hip, including GB30. And for belly fat, nutrient-dense foods, clay baths, nutrient-dense foods, lower your fat intake to 10 to 20%, which is the normal way humans should eat anyway. And that will be a good start. But let's work on the gut-brain axis for metabolism, GB12 and CV4. And let's again work on the ouch point, left side, left finger, middle finger for 10. Liver 3 and kidney 1. All right, we're getting there. We got a lot of people today, which is great. Yep, and we might go over a couple minutes. I hope that's okay for everyone. So CML, cysts, and but start resilience. You are absolutely next. Blood flow to the brain. Brain command points. And we'll also work on CML for the bones and bone marrow. Cranial sacral fluid points, GB 7, 8, 9, tailbone 1 to 4. So blood flow and nerve flow. So blood flow is vertebral artery to the spinal artery, the bone marrow, and T4 for the breast. But also the mammary arteries in the sky window. Focusing on the left side. So again, T4 for breast cancer, left side focus. Lymph, so T3, T4, T3, T4. Healthy digestion and liver, T11, T12, T9. Stomach and liver, digestion and liver. There you go. So let's work on CML and the spleen and healthy blood, T1 for the bones and bone marrow, T7, left side spleen, T5, 6, and 7, left atrium swelling, and Dorota, you are next. Sorry to hear about the pain, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So for breast cancer in everyone, we work on the axillary lymph to eliminate stagnation, especially for cancer and CML. So for something that goes away later in the day, that's because increased circulation is occurring while you're moving. So let's work on GV17, governing vessel 17. So the question is, do you drink the aloe? Yes. The one that I recommend, which is a medical grade aloe vera, you do drink it. And there are two types. One has SEAC, anti-cancer herbs, and one is plain. the other way you can utilize this product is as a gel for healing. Topical. The one I recommend is cold pressed, unprocessed, organic. So we got everything for you for Start Resilience. Yep, just remind me, if people, I put in my email address, just remind me to send you all the information I can give you. It's the ITP specialization stuff. So for many people out there who have had COVID more than once, or even just once, work on the nerves, vitamin B12, definitely I would use magnesium chloride, magnesium oil on the stomach and on the forearms to relax those spasms. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. Oh, and Ferris, yep, that for your mom to have a healthy blood supply. Blood flow and nerve flow for blood supply. Sky window, vertebral artery, and occipital artery. C3 for the eyes, ouch point for the eyes. So I think a way we can get more benefit from our time together is, I'll go through everybody's time, but you can hear this frequency, which is kind of a meditation frequency, the frequency of the earth. But if you're also doing some breathing through the nose, and is magnesium oil good for kids who don't sleep well? Yes. Absolutely. You can do it on their forearms before they go to bed. Let me know how that goes. That's definitely a winner. So the nerves. So we work on the central nervous system. And the nerves themselves, brachial plexus, lumbosacral plexus. Let's do some more for the eyes for your mom first. So a permanent spasm is when the bioelectricity can't get through and the body freaks out. So you need to relax the muscles in the area. Something like so the question is, would I recommend magnesium oil for your foot tear? I think it's a good option. I think clay is a better option, but I think for sure you should give it a try. Magnesium oil is used as a cancer therapy, all kinds of therapies. Magnesium is a cofactor for so many things. And it's very simple, usually pretty affordable too. And if you want, I have one brand that I like, but most of them are pretty simple, pretty good. Yep, clay poultice is good. Definitely, I would alternate. Use clay poultice and magnesium. Jenny is asking about magnesium oil for her foot tear. Absolutely. Magnesium and clay, they accelerate healing. So let's work directly on the spasm area, T8, esophagus. if you could email me, and then I will send you my preferred one, which comes from a deep area under the mountains of Europe. When it comes to magnesium, it's all about the kind. There are different kinds. I use a magnesium oxide for my cleanses. I recommend magnesium chloride for oil. Oil is the strongest way. Transdermal, anything is the best way, because anything you take internally and eat it, even if it's buffered, you're going to lose a lot of it. So I would try for Miyonga, I would try the magnesium topically on T8, also on the gut area, CV4, on the belly. High dose vitamin B12. So which magnesium for pain? I think, but I'll double check. I think it's magnesium citrate. And I think we're all caught up. I apologize for holding you up late. Yes. So I think we caught everyone. So we will do. So just breathe in and out through the nose. That's my first request. You can close your eyes and just focus on the frequency. And we'll do a Qigong healing for everyone. Yeah, and keep in touch. If they're giving you a surgery to solve a spasm, that's not going to solve the spasm, I don't feel. The source of the spasm is a lack of bioelectricity to muscles. So you want to focus on the source. Muscles can be relaxed through magnesium. Nerves can be strengthened through B12. So that's the logic behind what I'm suggesting. Thank you all for your great questions. That's what it's for. That's what it's about. I need to be able to give you all the possible information I can to help you. So this is another tone. This is a clearing tone, which will create coherence. Just like you're hearing, this is another type. So you're saying your intuition tells you the same thing. Well, your intuition is right. Follow your gut, follow your body. Thanks very much for joining. Clay baths would be a great option for you, Rota. And that would be a great option because that will systemically increase magnesium through the pores, which is one of the most effective ways to do it. Just like transdermal, clay goes systemically. There are many ways to nourish our bodies in addition to eating. You can do it through the skin, through the pores, through light, through breatharianism, through many ways. So thank you very much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you next time. And we did have one person that said they were on a scale of 9. I hope you improved. Hope to see you next time. Great to see you, Yiping. Happy to support you.